host Stephanie Zima here. Happy Monday. And this week, we're going to be talking about being stuck in fear cycles and all kinds of stuff, right? If you are new to me, I am Stephanie Zima, the founder of the Walk It Free mentorship program, where we heal, connect, and level up. And healing means healing from paradigm issues, from wounds, from childhood trauma, all those kind of things that are kind of keeping us stuck in the past and not able to move forward. Then connecting means to be connecting with our authentic selves, with our vision, with our surroundings, and with other people that we are coming in contact with. And leveling up means taking the actions that we need to take to get where we want to go, right? And that's what the Walk It Free mentorship program is all about. So if you are into personal growth, personal development, crushing mindset obstacles, healing, all that kind of stuff, this is your channel. So click the like button, click the follow button, click the subscribe button wherever you're watching this, and stay tuned because here is all kinds of stuff, personal development. Okay, so being stuck means that you are often in a cycle, and the cycle is something that we don't really know unless we know about it, right? It's kind of like you think you are just stuck and it's just a permanent state, but it's really not. When you are feeling stuck, it's literally most of the time just your brain feeling stuck in that specific moment with the information that you know in that moment. So let's walk a little bit through some of these signs that are common for when we are caught in a fear cycle, okay? Number one would be the constant worry. If you're constantly worrying about something, if you're constantly thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen. How is this happening? How's that happening? Constantly fearing the worst outcome, this can be completely paralyzing because it will put you into your nervous system into a fight, flight, or freeze response that then literally will keep you stuck, okay? If your nervous system is under attack, your brain will help you by keeping you frozen. It's kind of like, think about it. There's a bear coming out of the woods and you're like, deer in a headlight, right? What am I going to do? That's because your brain will deploy these mechanisms. I'm going to just explain it to a kindergartner, right? It will deploy these mechanisms that will then keep you frozen. And when you translate this into today's world, it's any kind of stressor. Let it be your job. If you're afraid that you're constantly going to be fired, you are going to be stuck. You're not doing anything because you are like frozen in fear. If you are thinking that, you can't handle a life without a husband or without, being in this abusive situation, you are going to be stuck. You're not going to think, what can I do? How can I do? How can I get out? You're constantly worrying. If you're thinking about your kids, being in trouble or whatever, you are always going to worry about it. So meaning you are going to be stuck in this frame of mind. And the same with online businesses. If you're having trouble to reach out to people, if you are stuck because you are fearing rejection, you're fearing things that may not ever happen, but because that's a habit and a brain cycle that you're in, this is what will happen. You will be the deer in the headlight. You're not going to take the action. So you're procrastinating, you're self-sabotaging, you're doing a bunch of stuff that will keep you right where you are safe. Because when you go hide, for example, the bear may not see you, okay? It's just something your brain does, and many of us are not aware of it. You know that you're in a cycle when you have procrastination issues, for example. Okay, some people fear so much, the fear of failure, fear so much that you are literally procrastinating. You're just doing all kinds of other things. Maybe instead of doing your reach outs, you are having to clean the bathroom, or instead of making that phone call to that doctor that you're supposed to be doing, maybe out of the sudden something else is happening. There's the things that you're afraid of, you usually try to push off as far as you can. People are afraid of their taxes, so they don't do their taxes early. They're just avoiding that whole thing because they are associating pain with paying taxes. Same principle. So every single time you're procrastinating about something, think to yourself, what am I afraid of here? And should I really be afraid of it? Is it a bear that's coming out of the woods? Is it a train that's about to hit me? What am I being afraid of? Okay, it's important to become aware of it, because once you make it conscious, that's when you can start changing something. Okay, can't change what you don't know or what you're not aware of. So procrastination is one way that you know that you're caught in a cycle. Constant worrying is one way. Another way is if you are having physical symptoms of stress. What are physical symptoms of stress? So maybe you're feeling super tense. Maybe you clench your jaw. Maybe you have constantly headaches. Think about your children also. Maybe, when your children have headaches a lot, maybe they're just stressed. Maybe they have stomach aches. Maybe you have stomach aches, or maybe insomnia. How many of you are not sleeping? Okay, it's because you are feeling stressed. You're feeling stressed. Your body reacts to constant stressors in your mind, even. So your mind is thinking something, and your body will react. And what do? Often we try to put these stressors away. We make them go away with popping an ibuprofen, with possibly doing other medications, because you are not thinking about what is our brain really thinking? What are our thoughts? Where is the stressor come from? We just make it go away by popping pills, taking medications, or ignoring it altogether, which makes it often worse. You can also know that you are in a fear cycle if you are overthinking maybe past mistakes, right? You are ruminating on it over and over and over again. When you focus, what you focus on will grow. When you focus on the past mistakes that you've done, all you're going to do is you increase your self-doubt, okay? Focusing on mistakes will increase your self-doubt, and you are not going to move forward. So stop doing that. Seriously, be kind to yourself. If you made a mistake, acknowledge it. Say, oh, that's a learning lesson. Grow to the other side, okay? When you avoid new opportunities, when you are like, nah, I'm not trying that because I don't know how this is going to go, you are probably stuck in a fear cycle. When you have self-sabotage issues, you are constantly sitting somewhere, watching TV, watching Netflix, binging things. And, I want to let you know, sometimes that's normal. Sometimes it's completely normal. Sometimes you just want to veg out and relax. That's totally fine. That's not the kind of self-sabotage I'm talking about. I'm talking about the self-sabotage where you should be doing something else and you choose not to do it. When you know you should be meal prepping, but you are not, and you're sitting on the couch eating chips. When you know that you are supposed to be doing your reach outs, but you're not because you choose to do something other than less important. When you know you should be paying your bills, but you choose not to do it, right? All of these things, you choose to do something that maybe you go shopping or you buy something that is in your Amazon cart. These kind of things, those are self-sabotaging. And you do them because you are stuck in a fear cycle. You have to address that fear head on. You have to address the root of it. And that's where people don't dig deep enough, okay? You need to dig deep enough. If you want any kind of progress, any kind of change, any kind of progress in your business, in your life, in your relationships, you have to identify these moments of fear and stop dismissing them. You cannot dismiss them anymore. You have to tackle them head on, okay? You've got to get to the bottom of it. Maybe you are stuck in perfectionism. Maybe you hear yourself talking negative about yourself all the time. You're constantly putting yourself down. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by the daily tasks that you've got going on every single day. Maybe you are comparing yourself to other people. And maybe you just can't make any decisions. All of these things are a cue that you are stuck in a fear cycle. Okay, fear, it's fear. Fear is what's underneath it. Inability to make decisions, seeking external validations. If you're constantly seeking reassurance, that's because you're in a fear cycle. I'm giving you an example. I was always wanting to have validation from my boss, validation that I did the job right, validation that I did things the way how he wanted it. And it caused me to overwork all the time. But what really was behind it was the fear of not being good enough, the fear of being fired and not having financial resources. There was a lot of fear behind it. And what I want to tell you today is that fear is what keeps you paralyzed. When you are not addressing the fear that is underneath all these things, you will not make the progress. You will be stuck. Okay, whether or not it's stuck in your relationship, whether or not it's stuck in your job that you hate, whether or not it's stuck in the business cycle, maybe not leveling up in your online entrepreneur side hustle that you've got going on, anything, you are going to be stuck. You have to address the fear that you have underneath. Okay, now how do you address the fear? How do you do that? Because I remember when I first get started with personal development, you hear these things, you hear these tips from everyone, and that they mean well, but they don't really know how to. And I'm going to tell you today how to do that. First, you have to acknowledge this without judging yourself. So often we don't want to admit that we are afraid. So often we don't want to admit that we have shame or guilt about certain things. But you've just got to understand that if you do not own every single thing about you, you cannot change it. Okay, so you have to acknowledge it without judging yourself. You have to come to an understanding that you are good. You're good the way you are right now. Okay, and that you're perfect. And maybe there are things that you need to change. Maybe there are things that you need to grow in. Maybe there are things that are not fantastic yet. Okay, but it doesn't matter. You at a core, you are a good person. Okay, you deserve happiness, you deserve freedom, you deserve peace, you deserve enough money, you deserve to be free. Okay, and maybe you are not quite there yet with all the stuff. Maybe you've made mistakes. Forgive yourself. Okay, forgive yourself and acknowledge where you are at without judging yourself. That is number one key. Number two would be challenging your negative thoughts. So when you are acknowledged where you are and you're starting something new, let's say you're starting your online business, right? The thoughts that are coming in, who do you think you are? Why do you think you can do this? Who do you think you are going to inspire? Why should people listen to you? Blah, 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 blah. There's so many different things that are coming into your head when you start something new. Remember, fear on the side is there to keep, your brain will use fear to keep you where you are. They don't want you to move. Fear doesn't want you to go. You're not supposed to do the business that you want to do, or that is going to be the answer for you. So fear will be there, right there, to keep you where you are. But remember, when you challenge these negative thoughts and you say, am I really not good enough? Do I really not know what, do I really not know what to do? Do I, really not being able to do the thing we want to do? Probably not. You probably are. You probably know what to do. You probably have all the skills already, or you know who would have those skills that can help you with. Okay? So challenge these thoughts. Number three, take the small achievable steps. Now, this is a little bit controversy to what you are being taught, especially if you're growing an online business. Usually they say, dream so big. Okay? Dream so big. Dream so big. Well, dream so big, that's vision casting. Yes, they want you to dream so big, but here's what the problem is. Yes, you have to acknowledge that there's a lot of opportunity, but when you think too big, you are not taking the actions because you are freezing, because your thoughts are, I can't do it. Okay, the jump is too big. Imagine that you're standing at the canyon and you're wanting to jump over to the other canyon. If that jump is too big, you're not going to take the jump. You're not going to attempt it. But if the puddle or the canyon or whatever it is, the distance in between here to here, whatever, however you want to look at it, is right there, you're probably going to take a jump, right? You're probably going to do it. You're probably going to attempt it because it's achievable, it's manageable. That is the same thing with taking small, little, achievable steps. So, whatever your obstacle is, whatever you're afraid of, whatever your goal is, wherever you want to go, make sure you have the small steps. And then, just have practice your self-compassion. Okay? Be kind to yourself. I'm just learning. Negative thoughts are popping up. Replace them with something that is more compassionate towards yourself. Surround yourself with the supportive people. I tell you, I just took up the CrossFit, right? CrossFit Open was just happening or is just happening at this moment very much. I've had the very first competition ever. And these people are so inviting and so encouraging, and that is the environment you want to find yourself in. Whether or not you're into sports or you are into something else, make sure you pay really good close attention to the green flags and the red flags of the people. If somebody has a green flag, in my book, they are the ones that are supportive. They are the ones that are liking the comments. They are commenting on something. They're subscribing. They're supporting, even if they don't buy from you, even if they are not agreeing with you, but they're supporting you, right? Because they know that it's important to you, and that is what matters. That's what matters. See, people sometimes think that when they are supporting you, that means that they have to have the same opinion than you or the same desire than you, but that is not the key. Okay, you can support somebody even though you do not agree with them. You can be part of their journey even though you don't think that journey is for yourself. So people forget that sometimes. So be kind, with everyone around you, and look for those people that are supportive to you. That is what I want to talk to you today about it. So when you're stuck in this fear cycle, recognize these signs, attack the fear by reframing your mindset so that you can take small, actionable steps towards the life, the business, the relationships that you want to do. Now, if you want more, or if you feel like there's something that keeps you stuck, I want you to get in touch with me. Go click the link here below or above, wherever. Book a free discovery session, download the blueprint, the breakthrough blueprint, to kind of see where you're at on, what area of your life you might want to attack first. And send me a message. Let's talk. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you all later. Mwah.